All the aircraft jobs are going to have to go to where the 100 new airports are. Boeing is here now, but I don't know how long they can stay. The major flight corporations are here now, but I don't know how long they can stay. That's like having a big hole in the middle. It's like having a wet field. You just can't ride a combine on it today. I mean, if everyone's field is wet, then no one can combine corn, can harvest corn. So if the only new construction for building ports in the United States are taking place in China, well then the economy of the future belongs to them. They will be next buying your farm, not Americans, because they're going to grow the corn here. You're going to farm the land owned by a Chinese speculator. You're going to harvest that corn. You're going to put it on a combine. It's going to go to Grant Park or wherever we deliver our harvest. It's going to board a train or a plane, and it's going to fly out here to China. That's where it's headed. Now, if we want to enter the global game, then we're going to have to be smart farmers.
Why is it? Why is it so difficult to build an airport in this country, build an oil refinery, or build a nuclear facility?
Well, I can certainly explain why it's been difficult to build an airport. I haven't been able to convince Ms. Deutsch yet that one is necessary.
Well, this airport, I know Ms. Deutsch said 1998, but in reality it goes back to
1988. Actually, 68. When I was in high school, we looked at the airport.
Where, it's been first started.
I want to answer your question, and then I want to provide you with an update.
Okay.
All right? So I owe you full disclosure. Airports historically were built in the United States since the Wright brothers under a financing mechanism that allowed airlines to determine the markets that they wanted to serve. They would then assume the debt for the construction or the expansion of an airport. And really out of habitual traffic, people would go to and from that airport. The burden for airport expansion did not fall on the taxpayers. It flew on the traveling public. It flew on the airlines themselves. And that's why United, American have kind of balked at expansion over here. Do we need it? Do we not need it? Etc. And because we're paying these bills and it's our traveling publics that we have to pass them on. When I was growing up, young men, there was no such thing as baggage fees. I mean, I was outraged when I heard it. I'm 47, I'm almost 50 years old. Baggage fees is just ridiculous. I mean, of course I'm supposed to travel with 2 bags. By the time you're my age and flying back and forth, wherever it is you're flying, you'll be so used to paying baggage fees and any other fees that some of us just decided we don't want to fly no more because of baggage fees. We're just going to boycott all airlines. It's too few of us, but you
actually just answered one of our questions. We were guessing earlier about your age, and we were giving you the benefit of the doubt, 40.
You were young.
So now you're way ahead. You answered one of our questions already.
I'm covering a lot of real estate.
Let's mark that down.
And under that funding mechanism, there's not been a new airport constructed in the United States since Denver. Airlines are not going to take the debt.
Right.
They're not going to eat it. So the way airports are constructed in the future, and the way they're being constructed now around the world, other than the United States, is through very unique public-private partnerships, where the burden now no longer falls on the airlines themselves. It falls on a private, willing developer to put up their own money for the construction of an airport. And they operate the airport at a profit. They then pay the local government entity a lease fee, and with that lease fee, the Abraham Lincoln National Airport Commission, in our case, wants to buy your farm with it if you want to move. If you decide that you don't want it, you've seen the inevitable nature of what's coming, you want to move, we want to buy your farm we pay the state for part of the lease, for the land that they've leased to the commission, and then we pay you for your farm. That's where the profit goes to buy the footprint. And even though I buy from you your farm or your land in the footprint, nowhere else, just in the footprint, I'm going to allow you to continue to farm it while you get paid for it. And the produce, if it's hundreds of acres or thousands of acres, fine, continue to farm it until such time as I got to put some more of the facility there. I think that's what I'm offering here is reasonable. Now, with that said, this is how the airport would function. Unlike traditional airports, Ms. Deutsch, where United Airlines, so you've heard the arguments out here, Jackson doesn't have an airline, so therefore an airport can't be built. Whenever you hear that argument, it's because they're thinking about the old financing mechanism for building airports, not the one for which I have proposed and for which the developers are willing to build. The airlines don't own this airport. The airport is owned by the commission in the public-private partnership, and it's leased to the owner-operators, the developer-operators. When you walk into this airport, there is no United terminal. There is no American terminal. There is Abraham Lincoln National Airport, and there will stand a ticket agent in front of a flat-screen TV with United's logo. United will have a plane at gate 1. They will load the plane, they will unload the plane and load the plane, and then United's plane will take off. And the flat screen television set behind the ticket agent will then become a Northwest logo. And a Northwest ticket agent will walk up and board the plane that now is at gate 1, and it will take off. In other words, the airline industry will use our airport for the hour that it takes to load and unload, and they keep on moving without any ownership of the facility itself. And because of that process, just like corn, just like soybean or any other commodity, I can land a plane and take a plane off at this airport faster and cheaper than at any of the other existing facilities. In other words, those of us in the Southland will have built a better mousetrap than the northern mousetraps. What we get out of it is 1,000 construction jobs immediately. Our developers want to turn over dirt by June of next year. And when the developing facility opens, 15,000 jobs to the regional economy. Because to the best of my knowledge, when I was here yesterday, a couple of days ago, there is no Holiday Inn Peotone. No. Or Moments, or Hopkins Park, or Crete, Beecher, or anything as far south as we can go. To the best. In fact, the Holiday Inn in Madison just closed, and it's now the Madison Convention Center or something, but it ain't a major, it's owned by the city because Holiday Inn could not keep 80% occupancy in, so they couldn't maintain the hotel. So the city had to take it over or tear down the building. That's the state of our economy, right? So there's no Hyatt, is there a Hyatt hotel out here? Where's the Hilton? Now, the problem is, without those entities paying taxes, we need Hyatt, Hilton, without Avis, Hertz, and Dollar paying taxes, the burden for funding schools is all on you. Schools can't get better. Because if you don't get a good price, you can't pay the taxes to make the school better.
Exactly.
So I want to shift some of the burden from you to Holiday Inn. Let Avis pay some of the taxes. Let Hertz pay the taxes. Let the corporate headquarters that are going to locate to our area as a result of the building of that facility, let them pay the taxes so your taxes can go down. I want your taxes to go down.
I like that part.
Yeah. That's the only way I can get them down. I just can't cut them.
Go down.
I can't cut them in the abstract of revenue coming to the state. I can't cut them in the abstract of revenue coming to the federal government. We have to grow. The economy has to grow. And the only opportunity that we have to grow the economy here is the proposal that I put on the table that doesn't cost you $1. Not $1.